Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kali ini saya akan memberikan feedback untuk proposal atas nama Fatan Nur Irsan. Nah, sebelum saya memulai ke proposalnya, saya akan komentar dulu terhadap ininya, ya apa namanya, PPT-nya. Nah, ini saya sudah lihat presentasinya. Ini nih, seperti yang sudah sering saya sampaikan, PPT itu tidak boleh untuk seperti ini, maksudnya kayak paragraf seperti ini. Kita cukup memberikan pointer-pointer. Contohnya nggak ada di sini. Ya minimal beginilah, tapi mungkin ini research question. Itu kan pointer-pointernya saja. Ini background apa yang ingin kamu sampaikan di sini. Jadi harus ada misalkan poin 1, poin 2, poin 3 begitu saja. Jangan dimasukkan di sini. Nah, ini kan yang namanya juga PowerPoint, berarti yang dimasukkan di sini hanya poin-poinnya saja. Oke, dan kamu kalau dalam video kamu, dalam penjelasan kita harus menjelaskan dulu apa itu judul ini. Ya, judulnya itu apa, intinya apa. Nah, di sini kan judulnya Analysis Independent Language Learning Strategies in Technology-Rich Environment, Insight from Valorant Gamers. Mungkin kita sederhanakan menjadi misalkan learning strategies applied by Valorant Gamers, gitu. Sekali lagi saya ulangi, judulnya harusnya adalah Learning Strategies atau Language Learning Strategies Applied by Valorant Gamers. Nah, itu kan sederhana tetapi jelas. Artinya penelitian ini adalah untuk mengetahui strategis apa yang dilakukan oleh siswa atau gamers di dalam proses pembelajaran bahasa Inggris gitu. Apakah mereka belajar secara langsung ataupun tidak langsung, atau tidak ada, atau seperti apa. Nah, itu yang mau diketahui. Oke, nah sekarang kita ke proposalnya. Ini. Yes. Nah, ini dia. Oke, tadi saya sudah sampaikan judulnya, kemudian development-nya, introduction-nya tidak perlu lagi ini dibuang aja, kamu langsung, karena kan ini sudah introduction, tidak perlu lagi title di sini. Jadi langsung aja research background. Research background berarti kamu harus mulai dari games. Games is possible for language learning. Jadi kenapa, what values ya? Bahwa games itu sangat populer di kalangan anak muda misalkan karena ada values ataupun karakteristik games yang membuat orang suka melakukannya. Nah, tetapi tidak hanya itu kemudian dihubungkan dengan pendidikan. Nah, jadi games value in education atau educational values in game. Seperti itulah kira-kira kamu jelaskan why, for example, what aspect of games yes are important for learning to happen. Nah, mungkin kamu jelaskan sedikit tentang kalau ini adalah online game, so perhaps you talks about online games too, yeah. In general, so online games, what the trends, how the players and so on like this around the world, because it is online games, why this is become common among young generation, for example, to play with games. Yeah. And then you can mention a few games perhaps that are popular. Yeah. Now, including the games that you are going to investigate. Nah, kemudian barulah riset question. Okay, number one is okay. How does okay? Number two, what challenges face attempt? Okay, I think the question are just okay, are good. Yeah, so you can go on with these questions. Alright, significant terminologies. Oke, ini bukan ini ngapain kamu cerita tentang riset proposal di sini? Tidak perlu ya dibuang. Valorant, bukan Valorant tetapi Valorant games. So it can be games nama games langsung kan. Jadi kamu harus definisikan apa tuh Valorant game. Bukan Valorant game itu derived from Valor dan sebagainya seperti itu. Bukan, tetapi kita langsung ke gamesnya itu saja. Apa itu games ini gitu? Karena kita mau quick definition. Kemudian mungkin language learning strategies kamu harus perlu di sini ya nomor 3 language learning strategies. Maksudnya apa di dalam riset kamu ya beberapa mungkin kegiatan khusus ya yang dilakukan dengan cara sengaja misalkan dan selanjutnya tentang game tersebut. Oke. Chapter 2 literature review. Oke, independent language. Oke, ini bagus nih. Judulnya bagus tapi ininya perlu dikembangkan. Masa kan cuma satu paragraf ya. Independent language learnings. Nah, self-directed learning itu kan dua hal yang sama sebenarnya. Kenapa kamu bedakan? Jadi kamu bisa bicara tentang independent language learning strategies. Ini cukup ini aja, tapi kamu kembangkan apa itu sebenarnya definisi independent language learning strategies. Paling tidak kan ada dua aspek di situ. Yang pertama adalah language learning strategies. Apa itu language learning strategies? Banyak sekali strategies, aspek-aspek yang perlu diterjemahkan, didefinisikan, dan dielaborasi. Apa itu language learning strategies? And the second one, of course, independent language learning. Independent language learning. What's language learning, independent language learning? Now, independent language learning, so you need to elaborate in specific way. Kemudian, I think there are so many things that you can do for that one, ya. Nah, kemudian dan the second part of your literature review, you need to talk about technology and I think technology enhanced language learning is very broad discussion. Why don't you just come to the direct a discussion about about games, ya, games in language learning. Nah, di sini games in language learning. There are so many things you need to talk about the educational values for games. Why, for example, lots of teachers use game for language learning. Now, in your case, it is not only game, but electronic game or online game. Now it become very common. That's the thing. What you need to do is, once again, you have to highlight that the educational values. Yeah. Games is actually not for learning, yeah, but many teachers and students use game for learning because we believe that they have educational values. Yeah. Nah, and inside of that, the second parts, yeah, once again, you just directly talk about educational value. of games. Yeah. Things like that, and then after that, underneath, I mean that's what you need to talk. And the second, I mean, in that section, you talks about Valorant and games. Yeah, that's you need to talk about this. Yeah, what it is, what kind of games. You need to give the description, like the features, what activities, yeah, in what aspects of the games that, for example, student use English or learn English. Why you think that a Valorant games is possible, yeah, to help student to learn English and so on like that. So talks about this a little bit, not little bit, I mean completely explaining about the Valorant games. Now after that, so that's the end um, of your literature review. Now I don't like this one because it is not, I mean, the correct way you do it. Lebih baik ini di remove saja. So better you remove this. Otherwise, this is really, you know, this is not conceptual framework. All right. Then we talks about chapter 3 methodology. So in chapter 3, you are going to discuss, to explain about your research design. In this case is case study. So what you need to explain here is case study. What is case study? Apa itu case study? I think your explanation here is far away, you know, it's not explaining case study. Kalau case study itu, we have to start to define what the meaning of case. Bukan meaning of case sebenarnya, tapi in your research, what is the case? Itu yang paling. So if your study is case study, so then you have to define what is the case. Apa case-nya? Nah, itu kan that's interesting that you, I mean, how can you start this research if you do not understand what is the case? So once again, define what case study and what the case in your research. Just to give you a quick examples, ya. Misalkan begini, I think you have to really understand what is the case in your research. Case-nya itu adalah yang disebut dengan case itu adalah sesuatu yang unik, sesuatu yang tidak common, itu menjadi case. Misalkan ada anak, misalkan katakanlah siswa yang benar-benar gila gaming, for example. Dia sangat, spend lots of time in games. Tapi at the same time dia bahasa Inggrisnya bagus, gitu. That's the case. Now, in order to do a case study, you have to have the case. Karena kalau tidak ada case-nya, gimana mau melakukan research? Nah, pertanyaan saya, apakah sudah ada case-nya? Apakah ada misalkan anak SMP atau SMA atau in university students, for example, your friends, for example, that's really, gamers, ya, benar-benar gamers, lots of gaming, tapi bahasa Inggrisnya bagus. Nah, kalau memang ada itu, baru bisa dilakukan penelitian ini. Kalau tidak ada, tidak bisa. Tidak bisa, nanti baru dicari. No, judul ini tidak bisa kita tindak lanjuti, atau judul ini tidak bisa kita lanjutkan kalau kamu sebenarnya tidak punya case-nya. Nah, oleh karena itu, di bagian selanjutnya dalam proposal, dalam maksud saya dalam metodologi, itu adalah partisipan, bukan population. Population is, in case study. Case study is is qualitative. So qualitative study is not talking about population, not about sampling. Karena kita tidak ada istilah populasi, tidak ada istilah sampling. So we talk about the case. Now, who is the case? Who is the participant? So here is the participant. Yeah, you need to define who is your participant. Jadi di sini dijelaskan nama orangnya, tapi kita tidak boleh menggunakan real name. So you have to use pseudonyms for the person. Siapa dia? Kamu jelaskan sedikit tentang dia. Misalkan itu tadi, misalkan dia gamers. Misalkan sehari dia bisa 2-3 jam bermain games, ya, almost every day, for example, like that. And you also describe he or her or their competence in English. Ya. Nah, kamu jelaskan itu. Ya. Baru itulah nama case-nya. Itu namanya partisipannya. Nah, data collection, here observation, interview. Okay. Now, to do the case study, I think that's okay. Yeah, you use data collect. I mean, you use observation and interview. This is the common data collection in case study. Nah, observation di sini jangan lagi kamu definisikan apa itu observation, what is observation, ya. Tapi kita menjelaskan observation yang akan kamu lakukan nanti itu seperti apa. So how are you going to do the observation? What tools are you going to use when you are doing observation? Nah, pakai apa coba? Pakai foto, pakai rekam, atau screenshot, atau apa saja? I don't know ya. So you need to do that. Yang bagus adalah you need to record the screen recording. So meaning that it is, if it is possible, you can record the process of games. I mean, playing games. Yeah, we want to know particularly the occasion the students are learning, are using English. So we want to know the activities that the student really using English, because that's the moment that they are learning English. Kalau kita tidak pernah tahu bagaimana dia menggunakan bahasa Inggris atau how they come to have access to English, berarti kan kita tidak bisa menjelaskan bagaimana terjadinya proses belajar bahasa Inggris di dalam ketika bermain games tersebut. Okay, that's one. So the interview is asking question, revealing information according to. Kalau according to berarti kan opinions. Kalau opinion itu dalam riset tidak begitu kuat. Ya, bisa saja orang klaim, oke, saya belajar begini begitu, saya melakukan ini dan itu, tapi dia hanya cerita. We need to have the other way to prove that what they are talking correct. Nah, dalam kualitatif disebut triangulation. Triangulation means that you need to have multiple data. Nah, di sini disebutkan, okay, observation is one way to validate, the interview. Anggap saja misalkan interview itu menjadi your main data, because perhaps that's the way you really investigate, dig up the information, how they are learning. Nah, data from the observation itu menjadi data to validate, so to triangulate the claims that they made during the interview. Bisa juga dari artifacts atau notes. Mungkin begini maksud saya. Ketika dia belajar games, for example, so once a while they are writing down the vocabularies, perhaps ya. Jadi dia sambil main game, dia juga menyiapkan mungkin catatan gitu, vocabulary, new vocabularies for them. So then, nah catatan itu, that notes are become, that notes also needed in our research. So can become the data of yours to triangulate, to prove that learning is taking place, when they are studying. When they are playing the games, and altogether they are studying, quote unquote, they are learning. Nah, itu kira-kira research design-nya, data analysisnya. So you need to follow the what's that? The qualitative data analysis, usually we call thematical analysis. Kalau ini sih yang you jelaskan di sini, this kind of the preparation of the data, not really the analysis. The analysis mungkin start from this, mungkin identify patterns and themes, code the data. Inilah mungkin sampai di sini nih, atau di sini, it's okay. Code the data, identify the patterns and themes, and generate categories. So can be like this, ya. Ini menjadi data analysis. Kalau yang di atasnya adalah data preparation, ya. For example, you transcribe the interview. This is not the kind of data analysis, ya. Read and familiarize. That's true. This is one step. After you transcribe, you need to read the transcript, and you get to familiar, of course, so then, because you cannot generate codes without understanding the transcriptions and the transcripts of the interview. So once again, this is the, we call it data preparation. So this is the data analysis steps. Codes, actually, first the coding, and actually identify the patterns and theme first, and then after you generate the themes, then you code the ideas. So the theme can be from the theories, misalkan dari teori itu language learning strategies. Makanya saya bilang tadi di literature review, you need to talk about language learning strategies. Jadi language learning strategies teori itu inspire you to generate theme. Di tema begitu, let's say you come up with 3 themes, and then from that ideas you read the transcripts. While reading, you are coding. Coding means that you select certain statements or ideas from the interviewee. Then you highlight, let's say, color coding. So green means this theme 1, so yellow means theme 2, and so on like that. So you generate theme first, and then code, and then generate categories. So then you categories is actually you try to define the codes. So then you can start the stories from the codes. Right. So interpret the finding, report finding. That's not necessary to be elaborated here, because that's a scriptsy, reporting you need to write and so on like that. So, right. So that's, I think, the methodology. And the last one was this consent form. Bukan, ini bukan consent form namanya. This is consent form itu ya artinya dia setuju untuk diinterview. Bukan daftar apa seperti ini. Ya, saya bersedia gitu aja cukup ya, consent form. Interview questions, I think I'll skip this one, yeah. At least you try, if you know already, because in chapter 2 you are very short, I mean, of explanation. So I could not comment on this because interview question is actually related to the literature review. So it depends on how you define language strategies. Jadi kan question itu kan berasal dari idenya, berasalnya is derived from the literature review that you have elaborated in chapter 2. Dari referensi yang ada di sini berarti ini very simple one. So you need to have lots of more references here related to your study. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, that I can give you. So if you have question, you can contact me, and you can or write some question on